It's terrible. And I really feel for Holly. You want to watch them again? You paid for them 40 years ago. But no, you've got to pay a subscription now to watch them. Hi, it's me again, and I've been going through my bookmarks because I've been a bit slack, and I have got a few different ones to talk about, all pretty much on topic though, to be fair, and all quite interesting, but don't require a 10-minute video of their own, so we can whiz through a few of them, which I thought was interesting. This one in particular, I did find interesting. Look, David Attenborough, who's 97, we need to know that for some reason, defends BBC licence fee ahead of price hike, as he lauds worldwide effect of content. All right, I've had this bookmark. That's how long I've had this bookmark for, was before the price hike. Right. The worldwide effect of content. David Attenborough defending the licence fee is not a big surprise, but there is a very important point in here that I want to raise with you. Have a look. As part of the BBC's Natural History Unit, Attenborough and his team have spent 5 of the past years filming blah, 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 as premiering the licence fee has been frozen, blah, blah, blah. During his defence of the licence fee, Attenborough told attendees that while there may be funding from elsewhere, the National History Unit was established with taxpayer money and has been a benefit of public service backed by the nation. Backed by the nation. Okay. Interesting. Interesting, right? And if you were paying attention, you'd realised I missed an important word out somewhere in the last sentence I read. As part of the BBC's Natural History Unit, Attenborough and his team. Did you see the word I missed out there? As part of BBC Studios Natural History Unit. BBC Studios isn't the BBC that you pay your licence fee to. The BBC that you pay your licence fee to is a customer of BBC Studios. So BBC Studios here, and they're a commercial company over here. It's the BBC that you pay your licence fee to, and they buy the shows from BBC Studios with the money you give them, 5 billion quid's worth of TV licence fee money. But because BBC Studios own the content and they're an independent commercial operator, they can sell that wherever they want. That's why you find the Attenborough stuff on Netflix, that's why you find it on Apple TV, that's why you find it on loads of broadcasters all around the world. They make a fortune from it. And the other important part there is we don't know what Attenborough makes, because the BBC over here that you pay your licence fee to publish the highest earners. That's how we know how much Hugh Edwards and etc. earn, how much Tim Davie, the boss, earns. But we never knew how much Jeremy Clarkson earned, for instance, because he was paid by BBC Studios. We don't know how much this gentleman earns because he's paid for by BBC Studios. And so the point there, that's a commercial company, right? And it says here, during his defence of the licence fee, Attenborough told attendees that while there may be funding from elsewhere, it was established with taxpayer money. So you paid for it. With your licence fees and your taxes, you paid for the BBC to invest in all of that to make those shows to sell for profit around the world. Now, all right, back in the day, it probably was part of the usual BBC, and Attenborough was a usual BBC employee. But he's not anymore. Shouldn't they pay the money back? The amount of money they earn from these shows is probably the biggest. Well, actually, I think it's the second biggest earner BBC Studios has. The top earner was Top Gear. Whether that's been overtaken by the Attenborough stuff, I don't know. And Doctor Who was a third. Don't even get me started on Doctor Who. This is the thing, right? People say that if this bit of the BBC you pay licence fee to over here gets defunded and fucks off, dies, whatever, we're going to lose all the Attenborough stuff. We'll lose Top Gear. We'll lose Doctor Who. And you won't, because they're all owned by this commercial entity. And if they can't sell them to the BBC over here, they'll sell them to someone else. Like how much money Disney is now giving the BBC for Doctor Who rights. I think it's going to happen that the BBC will sell Doctor Who outright to Disney. That's going to happen when next time the executives at the BBC or commercial studios want a little bit of a bonus. I think that's what's going to happen. But they can do that because there's a commercial entity. I couldn't do that if it was the BBC. Think of the toys, and the licensing and the books and everything from Top Gear, from Attenborough to Doctor Who. They're absolutely raking it in. And as he says here, was established with taxpayer money. There you go. Speaking of taxpayer money, long forgotten BBC children's show to return after 36 years. Yeah? A classic BBC show is being brought back after 36 years. Button Moon and Willow the Wisp are heading back to TV screens decades after they last aired. And they're not ruining it and remaking it. These are the originals. And, you know, I'm of that age. I was born in the early 80s, and Mum used to let me watch these, and I have very fond memories of Button Moon in particular. It was my favourite show for a long time. So to be able to watch more Button Moon would be lovely. That would make me feel very happy indeed. So how can I watch these shows that have been long since paid for by license? These are 40-year-old shows. So for 40 years, they've earned the money back that you paid to make them with your license fees. And I paid license fee. My mum paid license fee back then. We all paid to have these shows made. So how can I watch it? However, there is a catch. It's not just on the BBC. The children's TV's favourites will land on BritBox this June and flood the platform with nostalgic classics. So shows that you paid for 40 years ago with your licence fee, the BBC are selling a subscription to watch. You want to watch them again? You paid for them 40 years ago. But no, you've got to pay a subscription now to watch them. That's cashing in, isn't it? Cha-cha-cha-ching. And let's remember, BritBox UK is owned by BBC Studios again. Absolutely raking it in. This is the way to do it. This one. Hollyoaks goes international. I don't care for Hollyoaks myself, but it's interesting. It says here that the international launch will follow the same pattern as the UK, with daily episodes available 1 week after their transmission on Channel 4 streaming. The episodes will be available on the Hollyoaks official YouTube channel. There will be 20 episodes in total for viewers to stream before blah, blah, blah. So they're going to put the Hollyoaks episodes on YouTube for everybody to watch free of charge. Everybody wins, right? So international people and people in the UK will be able to access a show they may very well enjoy on the biggest streaming platform on the planet, which means Channel 4 get more viewers and they get more ad revenue that maybe they wouldn't have had. Everybody wins. But the BBC want to sell you a 40-year-old show. They want to sell you a subscription for that. Brilliant. Well played, BBC Studios. Right, last one. Holly Willoughby feels very betrayed after whopping £1 million Netflix salary is leaked. Oh, Holly. Bless her. Oh, that's terrible, isn't it? Holly Willoughby has been reportedly left feeling very betrayed after her staggering Netflix salary was leaked. Netflix is also said to be really upset by the leak. Holly will be heading to Costa Rica to film the first leg of her new production later this month. Throughout the duration of her time on the show, she will be protected by ex-special forces and former military guns. The show will see Holly spend a significant amount of time in Central America, reportedly leaving her torn at the prospect of being apart from her husband, Dan Baldwin. I don't know what to do, but I think we need to do a GoFundMe or something for Holly, because that's terrible. You know, they've leaked that she's got a £1 million contract. She's really sad that she's got to work a lot in South America and stay in lovely hotels and all that sunshine and all that money and the expenses and everything she's going to get. Personal protection as well, and making a worldwide show. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I really feel for Holly. I mean, who could possibly have leaked that? My money would be on Netflix itself, because Netflix is losing a lot of licenses for their shows. And if they didn't start making a lot more of their own shows, there's going to be bugger all on Netflix once Disney takes its stuff back and Warner Brothers take their stuff back. So they've got to make their own stuff. But to make their own stuff, they need talent. Call Holly Willoughby talent. Some people may. And to get the talent, they need to know they can earn the big bucks, don't they? That's why that awful woman, barely say her name, Amanda Holden, has reportedly been given a Netflix show as well. Money talks, doesn't it? But yeah, I don't know. I just feel for you, Holly. I feel for you. Everybody knowing that you got a £1 million contract for your worldwide streaming show, your protection, you're working in South America, your posh hotels, your expense account. I'm really sorry, Hol. It's terrible. It's terrible someone leaked that. Awful. What do you think about any of these? If you want to read the articles, I always put a link to these down in the description below so you can have a look yourself. So while you're down there doing that, Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. I do read all your comments. I can't reply to them all. I ain't got all day. But I do have time to read them all, mostly. And hit the subscribe button because I'm bloody nearly at 100k. Hit the like button. Do all of that stuff. Because it doesn't just help the channel grow. It also means that hopefully you'll get to see me in another video again soon, won't you? Ta-da.